So, since last video, I managed to die and lose all my stuff. So I had to remake it, and well, you know what's the best way to make stuff, right? So as you can see, I hired a few villagers, mainly the two up there, and been producing enough to make the resources I need, so fletchers for emerald, food, equipment, since, well, I kind of lost all my armor, and villagers, but those ones are only for my tools, because I didn't bother to enchant the armor correctly, because you know this guy there who said Unbreaking 3? I broke that lectern over 300 times. I can't do that anymore. I'm losing my mind. So I decided to stop making villagers, and we're going to decorate this place because that tunnel is kind of ugly, honestly. So the first thing to do before getting to building is to deal with this problem, since this is the chute to the villager breeder, and well, it brings a hefty supply of villagers, because now I have too much. There's this guy now, and another one up there, and I don't need them, and they're just gonna flood the place, and it's gonna be really annoying, and if I let it happen, it's gonna lag out my game. So I have a little plan. So now any new baby villager will fall here. Last step. Hey, you. Come here. Come over here. Yeah, follow me. Don't worry. It's gonna be fun. I'm definitely not gonna push you in a fire pit. No, don't live. Don't live. Look. I swear it's gonna be fine. Yeah, they'll teach you. Don't ever steal the other villager's job, because this guy's a fletcher. But I only have 6 work tables. This means that one of those fletchers can't resupply, and I just can't use it. So that's gonna be the same with this guy. Oh, I kept the boat. Burn! Sweet music to my ears. Perfect. It's your turn now, baby villager number, I don't know. Get in the boat. Come on. In the boat. In the boat you go. Okay. Anyway, let's get decorating, alright? Okay, so, well, this is already better, honestly. It's probably not the best thing I could have done, but it will work, right? Like, do we care about the quality of this place? I mean, look, they have a 2x3 space. And that's more than 99% of villagers in Trading Hall. They should be grateful. Seriously, look, you can walk over 1 block. You're lucky. You don't know it, but you're lucky. Anyway, now that we've burned a man to death, I think we can go. Because, surprisingly enough, I have more important things to do than to take care of those guys. So, well, let's go. So, I've came back to my base, and, well, it would seem like I have a new neighbor. So, let's go take a look. If you've seen my previous video on the server, you would know that this is an island that I cleared off, you know, cut off all the trees and the tall grass, and I had plans for this place. So yeah, this guy claimed it, but it's not his fault. It's on me. I should have made it clear I planned to do things on this island. I just cut off all the trees, but I didn't place a sign or a building, anything that could indicate it was mine. So I guess my mega base plans are just gonna have to move somewhere else. I don't know where yet, but I haven't got time before I do this. I mean, I just started planning things, and you know, spent several hours clearing off this island, but it's fine. I'm fine. I hate this. So we currently are at Dr. Nopia's base, and you probably don't know who that is, because I've only made 1 video on the server and he wasn't on it, but basically it was someone I played with a bit on the server. He was nice and all that. Sadly, he can't play on the server anymore for a reason outside of his control, and yeah, I think that's a bit sad. I mean, yeah, it was a bit weird, like For example, he kept a collection of decapitated head in his bedroom, including mine. Why would you put that around your bed? Seriously. Including his own head. Seriously, why? But anyway, since he won't be playing anymore, I thought it'd be improper to leave his constructions to rot, you know. Because, I mean, seriously, look at the place. It's beautiful. I mean, there's someone else who lives there. He has a next door neighbor. So, Dr. Nopi had already started building a graveyard where he put all the people he had killed for their heads, you know, like me, for example. So, I think I'm going to build it here. And yes, I'm using a schematic because I pre-built the whole thing on a creative world. But before I can get started, I'm going to need a lot of blocks. Like, a lot. So, yes, see you when I have everything I need.
One eternity later.
So, I've got pretty much all the resources I need here. The double chest is just to store junk in the shulkers. So, let's get started with building this mausoleum, shall we? So, as you can see, the build has come along pretty nicely. So we have the mausoleum, etc. Well, the thing is, I've played enough video games to know that a building like this necessarily have a much bigger underground complex. So I started making the staircase. I'm gonna have to dig a lot more though if I want to. If I want to reach a depth necessary to build everything, because I don't want the crypt to, you know, stick out of the ground. That'd be kind of ugly. So that's going to take a while. So as you can see, since it cut, I've finished doing the staircase, and it leads to, well, a big hole in the ground. But don't worry, I've got all the blocks here, and it'll look like something after another time lapse. So, as you can see from the time lapse, I am done with this part of the build. So, I honestly think it looks pretty good with the little statues, including one of, well, Dr. Nopi, since, you know, it's kind of his crypt. You can, you know, pay tribute. I don't have anything to give on me because most of the stuff I have is for the build itself, so part of it. And also, underneath each of the statue is a light. It's hidden by the door and the armor stand, but if I turn both of them on, this took much longer to build than I care to admit, especially because I had no honey at hand, so I spent like 1 hour just getting those 5 honey blocks. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Anyway, I dug out this room, and for now, like the previous one, it's very ugly. But I'm going to make another time lapse because I'm really having fun doing this, and well, that's where the grave itself will be actually. So yeah, let's get started. Well, it's complete. I made the graveyard a bit bigger so it can just be two graves and a big mausoleum, you know, it would have been weird. And I completed the room, as you can see from the time lapse. So there's just one last thing to do before this build is complete. Here we are. I added those armor stands. Great. Okay, Dr. Nopi, I think you might be watching this video, so here's what I'll put in here. This cook workshop, because it was the last thing you made on this server, at least one of them, since you know it was still in the furnace when I arrived at your base. Rosebush, because yeah, that's typically what you would give in grave, I guess. Friendship diamond you had given me, and my first sword. So yeah, yes, that's it. Well, if you ever play again on another server on this one, I don't know, don't hesitate to come by and say hi. So that's it for this video, I guess. Bye.